Hi everyone, welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to show you how to run our Selenium test on BrowserStack. So before that, we'll understand what is BrowserStack, what are the different features it will provide us, and then how to create an account in the BrowserStack. Then we'll see a practical demo. So first of all, let us understand what is BrowserStack. So BrowserStack is basically a cloud-based service, and where it will provide a kind of infrastructure which contains multiple operating systems, multiple browsers and versions, and so on. So it is also supported like desktop applications, mobile applications, and basically it is cloud-based and mobile testing platform that enables testers or developers to test their websites and mobile applications across on-demand browsers, operating systems, and real mobile devices without requiring users to install or maintain any internal lab of virtual machines, devices, or emulators. So basically the thing is, suppose if you want to test your test case, if you want to run your test cases on multiple browsers or multiple machines, and the requirement is only one time, right? So you don't run your test cases every time. So there's only one time you want to execute. But for that particular requirement, if you want to set up all these things, again, it will be very costly, and also it will take a lot of effort and time, right? So to avoid that, so we can just use this BrowserStack where they will provide the inbuilt infrastructure for us. So we can just select whatever operating system we need, browsers, versions, and all the stuff. And then we can initiate our test cases, and we can run our test cases on respective platforms. So users can choose from more than 1200 on-demand real mobile devices, browsers, and operating systems, and rely on a secure, stable, and scalable infrastructure to support thousands of concurrent manual and automated tests. So it will basically reduce the time and cost and maintenance overhead which is associated with our testing. So BrowserStack helps software teams keep focus on what matters exactly at the environments. So what are the prerequisites we need to have to work with the BrowserStack? Is simple. We need to have an account, and we need to sign up and create our own account. Then once you created your account, it will provide you an access key. So that particular access key we have to use in your Selenium scripts. So now we will see how we can do the sign up process, how we can get that access key, and then we'll see the demo. So the official website for BrowserStack is, just let's go to Google and just type BrowserStack. Now it will go to our official website. This is our BrowserStack, and it is saying most reliable mobile app and browser testing platform. So once you click on this, and you will navigate to BrowserStack official website. All right. So it is available as a free trial, and after some time you need to purchase a license for this. But trial is available, so we can just create our sign up. We can just do sign up and get an account, and we can do the login part. So here, what I can do is I'm just signing in here. I already have an account with this, and click on the sign in, and now it is asking for business email and password to sign into the particular site. So what I can do is I can just provide my email ID. So this is my email ID, and also I will provide a password to log in into website. Right, so now it is trying to sign in into website. So as soon as I sign in, I got some home page. This is just like a dashboard page. So here there are so many environments are there, like Android, iOS, Windows Phone, and Mac, and there are so many things are there, right? So the first thing is we need to understand a few important things here. And if you go to this particular products, right? So here there is test your website, so live or automate, app live, app automated. There are multiple options are provided here. And also if you just go to your account, you can see summary option, invite team, settings, support, contact, all these things, right? So if you want to go for documentation, there should be some link available for documentation. Let me just go to Selenium testing at scale. So this one I'm selecting automate. So once you click on this, it will just go to your dashboard page. So this is your dashboard, and here you can see my run, which is already done previously, right? Right. So here you can just go get. So these all the details will be displayed here. So currently I'm using my free plan, and I already ran my previous test here. It can show you here, and if I run one more test case, so it will be shown here. So this is very basic, very high level, the entry screen of your browser stack. So now I'm going to show you a few more important things. So let me just go to this particular URL. So here browserstack.com automate Java. So when I enter this one, this particular URL, they have provided a lot of information which is very useful for us. So here documentation, this is basically BrowserStack documentation. You can just go to documentation page and you can just easily search this documentation and go to automate part. Okay, so just go to automate part. And here you can see Java, Node.js, C#, and it supports multiple languages, Selenium support. And here just go to so Java. So click on this Java. Now it will give you the detailed documentation how to use Selenium with Java and how to run our tests on BrowserStack. So here they are giving some prerequisites and there are a lot of options are available. We can just go to this document, and very simplest one thing is here we can select some of the operating system, whichever operating system we are going to use, and which is a device also we can select here, and accordingly it will generate the script for us. Just we need to copy this particular desired capabilities additionally in your script, and you can start executing your code. And the main advantage here is it will automatically add your username and your automate key here. So the URL. So these things by default, BrowserStack is added here. The only thing is you need to copy this particular code in your Selenium script. That's the only thing we have to do. All right. So suppose if you are not logged in, so you can still use the same code, but you have to change your username and you have to provide your automate key, all these things. All right. Suppose if you don't know exactly where this key is exactly present, so you can also get it from settings. So let's go to your account and here settings. So just go to settings, and under the settings, the key will be displayed here. So here you can see access key. You can also get it from here. Okay, so here the username is available, access key is also available, some multiple places. All right, so this is information which we need to get first. Okay, so here the documentation is very clear and we can get all this information from this. Now there is another way to get this capability. Suppose if you go for this particular URL, I am just opening one more URL. Okay, let me open one more tab. Just a moment. Okay, so let me just open another browser. So here I'm opening this one, automate/capabilities. So in this particular page, you can also generate your own capabilities, depends on your operating systems, device, and we need to provide all this information. So here, operating system, which device, especially for Appium or mobile applications, and project name, build number, name, right? So all these details, if I provide it, automatically this will generate the script. So it's OS version, device, real_mobile, browser stack, local. So these details we need to copy from here, and we can just, and the Java, whichever language it is, we can also select. Suppose if I want Python, so it will automatically generate in Python itself. Right, so this particular piece of code, again, we can copy in your script. So multiple places we can generate these particular desired capabilities, and this is basically configuration. Right, so now we have just understood what is BrowserStack and how to create an account, where we can see all these settings and where we can select the capabilities. So we can generate our capabilities here, and I have shown you one more web page here. So where here Java documentation. So inside this Java document you're directly creating the Java code itself. Other than the capabilities, it will also directly create the code. So when I click on this Java, so it will give you, I think it is not allowing pop-up. Let me allow it. Okay, so this will basically give you the documentation where based upon that values, it will generate the code here. So the directly Java code will be generated. So the main important thing is username here, automate key, and then finally the URL. So here the URL is in BrowserStack format. So they will provide the default URL, and we need to also attach a username and automation key for that particular URL. All right, so now let's go to our Eclipse. Now I already created one test here under BrowserStack. Let's say this test case one, basically have used test_ng here. So Java plus test_ng test case. I also automated few test cases here. So test case one, under this I have created a method called setup method, and basically inside this method I have written all the configuration stuff. So whatever I have generated here, the base platform. So for example, I'm just taking Windows 10 here. So I'm just take Windows 10 again, and Chrome browser or Firefox browser, whatever you want, you can just take it. So here I can just take Chrome browser, let's say 62. 63 is also available, 64, 65 is also available. Let's say one of the browser, I'm just taking 64. Okay, so previously already done 63, so this time I'm taking 64. So Windows 10 64 and have the resolution. So here it is generated these particular capabilities, right? So I'm just copying this one from here and just paste it over here. That's the only thing. So these are capabilities, we already created the statement. So capability browser Chrome and browser version 64.0, OS version is Windows, OS version is 10, and then resolution. So if you want to pass other parameters, so we can also pass other parameters. And suppose if you get these capabilities in this particular page, so you can add build name or project name, all the stuff. Suppose if I select something here, let's say, or in HRM, so this will automatically add it to your particular test here. So project name, all the stuff we can add here under set capabilities. Okay, so build number, name, enable BrowserStack local, debugging logs, console logs, network logs. So like a recorded video, all these things can be added to this particular capabilities, right? So once we have done this, now you have added the configuration under setup method. Then I have created remote WebDriver. So here our username and automation key already provided at the beginning, and this is the URL which is provided by BrowserStack. Now here verify login. This is just a small test I have automated. It will open the browser, capture the title, and verify the title is right or wrong. Then it will perform the login action, and after successful login, it will check the title of the page is correct or not. So in this particular test, I have automated the login process of a sample application, which is Orange HRM application. All right, fine. So this is my whole test case, and after the class, I created one more method, tear down. It will quit the browser. So I have three methods. Setup method will do the configuration, and test case will execute on this particular required configuration, and verify login, and finally tear down. So this is a simple test-ng test case I created. Now let us execute and see. So let's remember, this is a Chrome browser 64 version and Windows 10 platform I'm executing now. All right. So again, so I'm just closing all these windows. So let's go to our dashboard page. So this is a previous test case. Okay, it is already executed earlier. So now what I can do is I'm just deleting this one, deleting session. Just a moment. Okay, just refresh your page. So now I will initiate the run. Okay, and then let me just reload again. So I'll initiate the run, test case run, and then I will see the execution part here. Okay, so this is my previous execution, 63 Chrome and Windows 10. This time I'm taking Chrome 64 version, right? So now let me execute my test here, run as test-ng test. So once we started execution, so it is executing is started. Now just go to your browser stack and just wait over here and keep on refreshing your page. As soon as your test is started, now you can see the test is progressing on Chrome 64-bit and 10, and it is also completed, right? So Windows 10 I have selected, Chrome 64.0 I have selected, and it is getting passed. So it is also completed, and there are a lot of information will be populated here. So for example, here the username, right? So on which device executed, and duration is not populated. Basically it is started time it is given. So this is another entry which is created. So here you can see Chrome 64-bit 10. Now when I click on this entry, you can see again a duration time updated here, 12 seconds. Okay, Chrome version, operating system version. This is session ID which is created for this test. Now if you just come down a little bit here, under test logs, you can see each and every step is logged here. So starting the browser, open the URL, get the title, find that element, provide the username, again identify the element, provide the password. Every step is captured here. And go to visual logs. So currently I have not updated any visual log. If I make this property enabled in capability section, these visual logs will be updated. Now console logs, and this is just console log which is generated, and network logs I have not enabled, and Selenium logs again it is generated. So you can also okay, this is a basic statement if you can run, and which will generate the Selenium logs. And this is very basic, and if you click on the raw logs, and you can also see the detailed raw logs of your execution. Now the most important thing here is video generation. So as soon as we have test execution is completed, so here it is also generated the video. So when you play this particular video, the same steps will be shown here. So let me just click on this run button. Now you can see here the same task it is doing here. So I'm opening the browser home page, providing the login information, successfully logging, close the browser, right? The same steps will be recorded here and provided here. And this is a basic information we can just see once you have executed your test cases. And there are some capabilities information also we can see here. If we click on this, browser version, OS resolution, all the stuff we can see here, and browser capabilities. So some of the things we haven't configured, so they have not take screenshot, JavaScript enabled, all this configuration information is displayed here. All right, so similarly, when I run multiple test cases, you can see multiple entries here. So if any failures, anything is there, you can just filter in this particular way. And so this is how we need to just execute our tests on BrowserStack. So as we understood earlier, so BrowserStack will provide an infrastructure where we can find multiple operating systems, multiple browser versions, and we can choose any of them. And we can also perform the parallel testing. So sometimes, so same method we can execute multiple times by taking different parameters, and accordingly it will create an environment in the browser stack, and our test cases will be executed. So this will reduce our lot of time, effort, especially for the cost. Okay, because setting up the VM, setting up the multiple environments will be very costly in real-time environment. And even if you do that, and it is again a one-time usage, right? So for one-time usage, we don't put that much, we don't spend that much of price and cost. So to reduce the investment, we can just go for this particular options, and where we can generate multiple environments, and where we can run our test cases. So that is all about BrowserStack, right? So that's all for this video, guys. So thanks for watching.